Confirm and go live. I am live. I am live, you guys. I am live. Lighting is terrible. I am live. I'm going to walk over to the other end of the room here in my underwear to turn on a light to see if that makes any difference. That actually changes quite a bit of things. Cool. I am live. Just going to get a few things set up, let a few people trickle into the stream. So if you're watching this after the fact when it's not live, just skip ahead 5 minutes or so. I'm not sure. But yeah, going to open up these Secret Wars cards, and I got my stack of Secret Wars comics right there to flip through. I don't know. I've never looked at these ahead of time, so I haven't looked into them at all. Don't know what the deal is with them. Bow. Why'd I do that? Because I had to burp, so I burped. Just want to get a couple of moments to, thanks, just set a couple of things up. Why did I do that? Because I had to burp, so I burped. Audio seems decent. That's good. That's good that the audio seems decent. Like I said, I just want to get a couple more things set up here. I am not super fancy at doing this stuff yet, so that was interesting. There we go. I am live. Online. Well, I was already live. I just gotta throw this onto the social medias. That's something I haven't done in a long time. When was the last time I was on frickin' Twitter? Oh, it's Twitter right there. Am I linked through on Twitter on this computer? I am. Holy crap. How about that? Hey, why not pop in and join me? If you guys want to check me out on Twitter, I am Haussmann17 on the Twitter. Or X. It's called X. It's called X. Okay, I'm going to get rolling in just a sec here. And just one more thing real quick, and then we'll get rolling. I should have my glasses on so I can actually read stuff when it comes, but I'll just lean in and read the comments. I haven't actually put my glasses on in a few days. The beauty of weekends and long weekends is that I don't need to wear my glasses. I don't know if that's the beauty of them or not, but that's what happens. Go in here.
Get the advice you need for one of life's big.
Mute that. Live chat. All right, we should be good to... That's the wrong window. To sign into chat? My goodness gracious. Okay, I will not be contributing to the chat. Unless I could do it from this window. What the frickety dick? Whatever. I don't need to contribute to the chat anyway. I just wanted to post a link to the Discord. Whatever. How's everybody doing tonight? I am Haussmann. Big Daddy Haas is in the house. Live streaming. Gonna open a box of cards. Secret Wars cards. Allegiance. I don't know anything about these. They're all new corner box cards. Discover numbered base set parallels and creator autographs. Hello. Wouldn't that be something? There are 6 cards per pack, 16 packs per box. May contain time-sensitive redemptions. Ooh. Like I said, I don't know anything about these. They seem to be based off of the Secret Wars. I got the whole series sitting here. I took them out of their bags just so, hey, if we need to open one up and reference something, like there's Doctor Doom getting touched by the Enchantress right there. Obviously, Secret Wars number 8 stayed in its little package. I should have that in something much better than that, but I don't. And where's the card I was using? Don't know. I had a card out that I was using as a reference just to make sure everything was in focus. I will use this one now. Look right about there. That's a decent focus. The light might be washing it out a little bit with the Spider-Man, but I can do that. Sure. It occurs to me that my good camera is not. It doesn't exist anymore. Anyway, let's dive into these. And hopefully more people show up. If not, it is perfectly fine. I have just had these cards for a couple of weeks, so I thought I'm gonna finally open them. I've been looking forward to it for a while. Oh my god. If I can actually even open that. Why would I have not thought to have brought a knife or something? I usually have a screw laying around or anything. I don't seem to have that right now. There we go. Open that. I'm just going to do one more thing. And that is actually going to be to charge my phone because it's going to die. Which has nothing to do with anything. Oh, USBs. Okay, that's not making any actual logical sense. Well, I'm trying to plug that into an HDMI. Okay. My phone doesn't need to charge. That was just for me to enjoy
Mr. Monster, your ultimate sidekick.
viewing things later, so. Alright. Where was I? I was opening cards. Jesus. Okay, if you are just skipping ahead in the view thing later, now's where the video officially starts. If you are alive in the chat, say hello. Who's out there watching? Or if you want to stay silent, that's perfectly fine too. Live streams, not something I'm used to doing. I used to do them all the time on Twitch. I think one of the last live streams I actually did was opening a box of cards. No, that's not even remotely true. But I do, oh my god. I do wish I'd grabbed a knife. This is ridiculous. I just want to tear into this thing. Just a knife, right? Ah, you ever just drive cardboard slicing up under your fingernail? Like one of the worst. Am I wrong? I'm not wrong. Ooh, they're green inside. With Cyclops. They're not green. They are. Those are actually nice looking packs. I don't know anything about cards. If you're here, discover comic covers, ensemble cards, turning point cards, 6 cards per pack. I don't know. If you're here for an analysis on cards, I don't know what to tell you. I'm just going to open these cards and, I don't know, see what I get. Right away I got Captain Marvel, Photon, Monica Rambeau. She's pretty big in the MCU now. And she was Captain Marvel at the time. Let's turn these around, do a proper reveal. Oh, that's my boy Bulldozer. Now, is that a hologram or are they all this fucking good? Pardon my language. Bulldozer. I love the Wrecking Crew. Big fan of the Wrecking Crew. And what do we have on the back? Just a little bio. That's pretty cool. She-Hulk broke into a Doom base to discuss Wasp's murder, but Bulldozer had other ideas. He charged and ran her through the bulkhead. She-Hulk returned a punch just like Wasp. Bulldozer wouldn't stand a chance. Okay, so this is just exclusively about Secret Wars. I guess the back doesn't really matter, just tell us what happened in Secret Wars, but that is super cool. Bulldozer, shiny, nice art right out of the Secret Wars comic. That's number 69 right off the bat. Nice. Then obviously right here, Ben Grimm. 2 cards of Ben Grimm in a row. Heading into fight against Galactus, Ben Grimm felt utterly useless. Without the Thing's strength, he worried he was letting the whole universe down. Human Torch told Grimm to cheer up, and now he was even easier to look at. Ben Grimm, in Secret Wars, lost his powers, right? He could change back and forth. This one is not a glossy card. This is a human again? This is like an event card? This is CH number 14. The Thing chased after Magneto. I'm not going to read all these. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Just, like I said, that's a special card. It's just a different card stock. That is pretty neat. I'm excited, actually. It's been a while since I've had a pack of cards. And we got Marvel Team Up, Volcana and Titania. They both first appeared in Secret Wars. That's pretty cool. That is a specialty card as well. Team Up number 7. That's where they get you. In a whole box, you're going to get a whole set of the basic cards, probably, and it's these special extra cards. Hey, Haussmann, what software am I using for streaming? I'm using Streamlabs, OBS, Slobs. And then I got my really crappy laptop camera right there. That's hardware, though, I guess. And I've got an old Logitech camera right here, and I've got a ring light over here. And I'm just on my own laptop. I used to have a really decent setup, but now I don't. Absorbing Man. So, keep up the content, your stuff on obscure characters especially. Well then, you're in luck because... I don't know, at some point I'm going to do a whole video on Oddball. The next couple videos you're going to see are probably going to be the next 10 X-Men and an early evolution of Rogue, so they're not as obscure. Although a lot of the X-Men in the next 10 X-Men are fairly obscure. This Absorbing Man, Wolverine had cut him. He had turned into concrete, I believe, and Wolverine slashed him. His arm fell off, and he had the little pieces in the middle, and he was trying to line them up, and then turned back into human, and that restored his arm. And he's like, ooh, it's sore, as you can see right there. That's the Absorbing Man. Does it say that here? Oh. Nothing was stronger than the Absorbing Man. He solidified into rock form, except adamantium. Wolverine sliced off his arm, forcing him to revert to his human form in order to reattach it. There's number 18, Absorbing Man. I wonder if these are alphabetical. Don't know. And as I said, we got Monica Rambeau. These are shiny. These are nice cards, actually. I am already only 1 pack in. Glad that I bought these. Thank you for the info. I appreciate it. The X-Men series has been good. Yeah, the X-Men series was something I started a long time ago. A year ago, actually, when I first started this channel. I had another channel, Batman Countermeasures, which is renamed. It did very well on shorts, and then the longer form content that I actually wanted to make didn't do so well, so I started this other channel. And I pretty much started this channel with the first 10 X-Men. There were a couple other videos before that. The first 10 X-Men took off, went over 100,000. My only big video like that. Then I did the next 10 X-Men, it did very well, and the first 10 Avengers, and they just kind of fell off on that, even though I really enjoyed that type of video. So I'm coming back to the first 10 X-Men. I'm going to work on the next 10 Avengers. Going to do the Thunderbolts and whatnot coming up. First 10 members of the Sinister Six. There's all kinds of those videos, but at the same time, I also like taking the deep dives on the characters. So thank you very much for enjoying the content. Here we got Lockheed. Oh, and Hawkeye. These are straight out of the comic, which is fine. What do we got here? Another one of those, like a matte finish? I don't know the word, but it's a different type of card. Magneto the Hero. Yeah, this was actually some of the first Magneto stuff, where he was a hero. CH. Put that in that pile. Then that one actually has a really nice looking card. Dr. Doom in his Secret Wars costume, I guess. That whole I don't know if these are special like hologram cards or not. I don't think they say anything, so. Yeah, that one's really good. And I got Thor here. Thor's looking actually pretty plain. And Cyclops. If that's the card they actually chose for Cyclops, that's pretty disappointing. Thor was hopelessly outnumbered against 13 supervillains. Oh yeah, and he got his just butt handed to him. And he got his costume all tattered, and he was like, I found this machine that fixed my costume. And then Spider-Man's like, oh really, I had to check that out. And that's how Spider-Man ended up with the symbiote. But if this is their choice for Cyclops, like there's got to be so many better options for Cyclops than just that. Because that looks like a really zoomed in group shot. Like it's showing them all in black, which is, we know it's blue. Even just real quickly here, I'm going to thumb through the first issue and see if I can find a better choice. Actually, I got a better choice right here on the cover. In my opinion, but I wasn't in charge. Like even go right here. That right there, that would have been a better choice. This, I'm sure they can find the original artwork, take the UPS code off of it. That could have been a better card for Cyclops than just this. But I'm not in charge of card marketing over at Upper Deck. Jeremiah Morris says, Dr. Doom hologram card looks rad. It does. And like, I'm not sure if that is, was it, who else? I thought somebody else had a, no, I was incorrect. So yeah, maybe that Dr. Doom is a special hologram foil card. That's weird that happened. That's actually pretty funny. If you want to know what happened there, I got just the trackpad, mousepad thing, and this package, a little tiny breeze came across, blew this across the mousepad, grabbed that, and changed my camera. Very high-tech stuff here. This one feels thicker. I don't know if that means anything. Back in the day, hockey cards used to feel a little thicker if they had like jersey cards or something in them. I have no idea. Should I be opening these beside the microphone? Are you guys here for the ASMR of it? Got the Human Torch. Ooh, Magneto. That's it, just Magneto. Whoops. That's off of a cover. That right there is off of that cover right there. Except the ring light's right on it. See, so if they're taking these off of covers, they could have taken that Cyclops off of a cover. Would have been way better. Here's somebody everybody knows. That's Iron Man. Except I will give 10 points right now to whoever can tell me he's under that mask during Secret Wars. Pretty straightforward, but it's not Tony Stark. While Reed Richards repaired the red and gold armor, Iron Man asked if he was surprised to find a black man under the metal. That's right, James Rhodes was Iron Man, and once the fighting started, he'd more than prove it. James Rhodes. Ooh, there's a lenticular card coming up. This one right here, a magnetic attraction. Once again, non-glossy, just different cardstock finish. I like the nice touch. Magneto and Wasp totally hooked up during Secret Wars. Don't let anybody ever tell you they didn't. I don't know why anybody would tell you they didn't, because they totally did. Rhodey did make a good Iron Man. Way better than Iron Man at the time, who was just a drunk. Got another Doctor Doom card here. I should be putting it here. That is card number 90. My other card here is 39. So maybe these are going in some sort of chronological order. Son of a gun. Maybe these are going in some sort of chronological order. I'm going to tilt my camera just here so we get light. Not my camera. What's that thing called? My light. I gotta find just the right way to zoom. Not zoom. What's the word I'm looking for? Just to get some better focus. I'm really using crappy stuff, but so yeah, the two Doctor Doom cards. So I think this might be in like a chronological order. I'll figure it a little more when I get some more of these cards open and look at the numbers, but that super shiny one is even better. I'll finish this one off with the Human Torch, which is actually a rather bland looking card. with that background, but I think that's up against the back of Galactus' ship. Because Galactus was like, I don't care what anybody's doing, I'm going to eat this whole planet because it's delicious. It's like a smorgasbord because it's bits of all these other planets. That's going to be delicious. It's like a salad. Johnny struck up a whirlwind romance with the village healer Zsaji, but when Colossus delivered the terrible news that Zsaji was injured, Johnny hardly cared. The life of his wounded brother-in-law was more important. Oh. Yeah, so I loved about Secret Wars. It was the first time we're seeing some of these characters like on long-term interactions, and yeah, we got like a love triangle between Zsaji, Johnny Storm, and Colossus. That's not something you think you would see. Oh yeah, I almost forgot about this lenticular card. It's the Wrecker, and you get Thunderball in there. We also get the Absorbing Man. Oh, if you bring it all the way over enough, I think that's Pile Driver in there too. Not Pile Driver, Bulldozer. Would have been nice. Oh, Pile Driver's down in the corner, so everybody's in there, but the Absorbing Man is as well. Absorbing Man wondered why Doctor Doom was playing up to Owen Reese, but the Wrecker warned him to keep his voice down. Reese was a milksop, but Wrecker feared he was more powerful than the villains combined. Owen Reese, of course, being the Molecule Man, and he was and is more powerful than all the villains combined. And even back then, in the original Secret Wars, Doctor Doom is like, hey, Owen Reese, come on. And then, of course, in the Secret Wars of just a few years back, 10 years ago, how long ago was that now? Doctor Doom used Owen Reese to reshape reality. So, Doctor Doom is always known. Sorry, I leaned over to the microphone. I'm probably yelling now. Once again, streaming is not my forte. So if I am doing anything wrong, just let me know if anything's too loud or anything needs to be less loud or adjusted or tweaked. Another pack here. I'm going to open this one near the microphone so you get that good sound. If that's what you're here for, then sure. Oh, yeah. Oh, I got a She-Hulk. Ooh. That's a really awesome card right off the bat. Marvel Team Up. We got Cyclops and Magneto. But, this is a 1-of-1. Cyan printing plate. Magneto Cyclops Team Up number 18. Congratulations. You've received an authentic printing plate that was used in the production of this product. That seems really cool. So that's like the actual printing plate. Now I really hope I get this card too. Because that's different than a card. That's an authentic printing plate. That seems really cool. Hi, Andries Brewer. How are you doing tonight? How's everybody doing tonight? This is cool. I'm just going to leave that in frame for the rest of the evening. That seems pretty cool. What else did I get here? I got Rogue. And Rogue looked so different back in the day. Rogue did not look anything like Rogue would come to look. Unless I'm reading a lot of old Rogue right now. So, in light of her criminal past, Rogue wondered whether she should stay loyal to the X-Men if their side began to lose. But she had already made her choice when she joined the X-Men, and she would stick with them to the end. Secret Wars was actually shortly after Rogue had joined. Hey, Haussmann crew. What crew? It's just me. Unless you mean all the hostages out there. How you doing, titular heroine? Good to see you. Ooh, I got another cool card coming up. Not as cool as this authentic printing plate. The Villains Invade. I do love, these are, what are the event? They don't say what they are. Canvas chapters, chapter 7. It's just so cool that they're on a different type of card. But you see this guy sparkling here. That is some sort of super wicked hologram black costume Spider-Man. Number 58. Yeah. Oh, that is 104 of 149 yellow crackle. So there are special cards. This Doctor Doom doesn't say anything, so maybe that's not special at all. But this one is a yellow crackle. I could slide that right there in my thing. Wouldn't that look kind of neat? I don't know. I have no idea what to do with cards, but I got a yellow crackle 1 of 150 Spider-Man card. But then this is a one of a kind authentic printing plate that was used in the production of this product. That is so cool. This was a good pack. I got these two out of that pack, and then just another Iron Man. It seems like a lot of the characters are getting two characters. And then, yeah, this whole pack started with me spying out She-Hulk, which is always really good. Jeremiah Morris says hi, and hello to Jeremiah. Again, this She-Hulk is just pulled out of a panel. Like, it seems like so zoomed in. Like, there's so many better pictures of She-Hulk they could have chosen, in my opinion. Let me just quickly scroll through, even on the covers. She-Hulk didn't feature on the covers very heavily. Never mind, but I still think there could have been a couple. I'm looking at a couple of these covers, then there better be... I'm not saying I'll get the whole set, but I really want Hulk Under the Mountain, and I really want Doctor Doom all battle damaged. This is cool. I'm having fun. I'm really curious to see what that guy's all about. I mean, I know what it's about, but like, that's one of a kind. Even this one's 1 out of 150. Like, I don't know how many sets they would have printed. Got another Cyclops. Professor Charles Xavier. Looks like he's having a little headache. Very standard. No longer confined to a wheelchair, Charles Xavier behaved like he did when he first joined the X-Men. Authoritative, decisive, but he led the X-Men into battle. Would his lack of combat experience bring disaster? I actually remember, if I recall, Cyclops was actually getting really pissed off. He was like, dude, I'm the field leader. What are you doing? Shulky was my first comic crush. She's still my current comic crush. Would she have been my first? Probably not, just because I wasn't as familiar with her back then. Like, definitely Rogue, Jean Grey, Storm, like anybody from the X-Men cartoon in the 90s, they were always up there. Black Cat from the Spider-Man animated series, oh yeah. But then once I learned about She-Hulk, She-Hulk has been my eternal comic crush. Another card of The Thing, not just Ben Grimm, this one is The Thing. Oh, hello, another special card coming up. We got another one of these. We're under attack. There seems to be at least one subset card or whatever they're called. Because I got only one of these team up cards, but the rest of these have been these chapters, and I got the one lenticular. But now I got another absorbing man, but this one's orange crackle. I don't know what they called the yellow crackle on Spider-Man. This one is 47 of 199 orange glitter. This is what I'm talking about. With just modern cards, like everything's so special. So I bet you like every single card in here probably has a variant of these, and like, do I want to get a whole set? I don't. But to get a whole set of these special cards, like, it's just kind of ridiculous. We got Spider-Woman. Spider-Woman also famously made her first appearances. This Spider-Woman, I guess, that's not Jessica Drew, that is Julia Carpenter. She made her first appearances in this, in Secret Wars, number 7. Find an old video of mine, the many first appearances of Spider-Woman. That one. I did a lot of research on the various Spider-Women and whatnot. The war between the superheroes and villains was dangerous business for her combatants, but it was no less dangerous for its spectators. Spider-Woman joined the fight after witnessing the fray from her suburb. Yeah, like a suburb of Denver or something was picked up and put onto Battle World, so there were a bunch of human beings randomly there, and that included Spider-Woman, who already had her spider powers, but also Titania and Volcana. Right here in the team up, who I believe it was Doctor Doom, was like, here, have some superpowers, join the villain's side. What you got to lose besides your life? But he didn't probably say that. And here, like, this is a way better Cyclops card than the earlier Cyclops card we got that I didn't like. What are you doing? What are you doing with these two Cyclops cards? Come on, one of them is clearly superior to the other one. Like I said, this is just a zoomed in shot. Even he's got Colossus in both of them. Wolverine there. Iron Man's in both of them as well, but this one's just such a zoomed in shot. Doesn't even show the true color, where it was a way better option right there, in my opinion. I mean, there's only 16 packs per box, but it feels like more than that. We've only gone through, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here comes number 7. Not even halfway through, and I got 2 shiny cards in this cool one-of-a-kind, which I don't think we'll get another one of those. I may have just done a fluffy. I'm not sure if the microphone picked it up. If it did, I apologize. If not, don't worry about it. You guys can't smell it. Hey, we got my boy the Wrecker again, and that's actually the same image, just zoomed out a little for the lenticular. Now what, says... the Wrecker's not even talking on his own card. Do love me, the Wrecker. Wrecker scoured the superhero's base while the rest of the wrecking crew, which was the primary objective of the assault on the compound, once found freeing the prisoners from the superhero's custody, was a piece of cake. I don't think I read that right. Claw. The first time I really learned anything about Claw was during the Secret Wars. I got too much light on there. Just put the card right here. There is Claw. Another one of the... Oh, another lenticular. Is that what these are called? These? The lenticular? That's how I know them. The cards that go like that with your fingernail. Got that right there, yes. We got a Spider-Woman lenticular, and that is different than the Spider-Woman card I just received. Yes, so that's pretty cool. 2 of those. The Lizard and the Wasp. Not a big fan of the way the Lizard looked during Secret Wars, but there we have it. And once again, the Wasp totally hooked up with Magneto during Secret Wars. Oh, looks like I got me a Wolverine coming up. Surprised, actually, at the lack of Wolverine. I also have to wonder if they added any Deadpool cards into here. Because there was a Deadpool in the Secret Wars where Deadpool retconned himself into being a part of the Secret Wars and kind of retold a bunch of stuff. Retold the Secret Wars as if Deadpool had been there. I'm not sure if that's actual canon or not, if Deadpool was there and it has always been there. But there we have the Human Torch, straight off of the cover of Secret Wars #1. Goes right there. Matching up. Card number 75. Volcana. Whoa! Oh my god, I got another really cool card coming up. Volcana, like I said, another character that debuted in the Secret Wars. Never went on to the same level of popularity as Titania. But Volcana, nonetheless, very well endowed in this particular artwork. Good for her. Hawkeye playing patty cake with Claw and the Lizard so they wouldn't kill him. That did happen, didn't it? Did it? Yes. I recall that happening. I'll have to read Secret Wars after this. Another one of these. To Magneto's lair. Yes, that was the X-Men teaming up with Magneto. Magneto was brought there as a villain, but was like, no, mutants are all going to band together. Professor X discovered he controlled one of the heroes' ships with his thoughts. He ordered the X-Men to board. Despite the violent storm outside, they were due to leave once to join Magneto. Yeah, they left the heroes and joined the mutants. 3 sides. Secret Wars was actually really good, wasn't it? Tilt that camera. I should be paying more attention to what's going on here. So again, I've got Spider-Man. Obviously, the black costume would be a big part of Secret Wars, so I kind of expected, like it's right here on the box. But 2 pretty neat Spectromatic. I don't know what a Spectromatic card is. But that's 21 of 49. Ooh. There's only 49 of these in the entire planet, and I've got one. But this one here, there's only 1 of in the entire planet. I'm pretty special, you guys. That's pretty cool, though. Now you just got plain old boring Colossus and Wolverine. What is going on here? Like, what? I know Spider-Man pretty much single-handedly took out all the X-Men in one of the issues. But there's Colossus getting kicked in the side of the head. Rogue's like, what's going on, sugar? And then, yeah, that's probably shortly after there's Wolverine. You can see Spider-Man down here scratched up. Wolverine's like, yeah, get out of here, bub. We're the mutants. Yeah. That's what happened as far as I remember it. I could have spent this afternoon reading Secret Wars. But I didn't. I could have spent some time and looked into what these cards are going to be too. There's Claw. Just, I think he was in like a stasis pod or something. Haven't come across any, there's probably a bunch I haven't come across yet, but right away I'm thinking Ultron and Galactus are two big notable absences. But I got a Colossus. Who wants a deep-powered Colossus? There's Zsaji right there. I wonder if Zsaji got her own card, but there's just Colossus being like, I'm sad. I must go, Zsaji, I think it says. Enamored with an alien healer, Zsaji. Colossus doubted whether he wanted to fight the omnipotent Doctor Doom. He had finally found happiness with one woman he loved in all the universe. Could he bring himself to ruin that? My God, Colossus, you were there for like a week and you loved her that hard. Although Ben Grimm decided to stay on Battle World after Secret Wars. But it wasn't for love, at least. Oh, I love her. How do you know if you love her, Colossus? You don't even speak the same language. She spoke some weird-ass alien language. She's attractive, and the white hair really does it for me. But I mean, would I stay on another planet after a week or so with a woman? I don't know. Are there any cards of the Thing post-Secret Wars in this series when he was still on Battleworld? I do not know. I don't think there is. I think this is just based off of the Secret Wars series itself. But yeah, how long did Thing stick around on Battleworld? Like a while. Because She-Hulk. Oh, I got another really cool card coming up. She-Hulk joined. That's when She-Hulk joined the Fantastic Four. And around, was it July 25th, when the Fantastic Four movie comes out, you can look forward to the first 10 members of the Fantastic Four. It is crazy how many members of the Fantastic Four there have actually been. Luke Cage, She-Hulk, Black Panther, Storm. Whole bunch of them. Obviously, Spider-Man, Ghost Rider, Wolverine, and Hulk. So that's just a cool cover card. That's what it says. It says, hey, cool covers. Secret Wars number 9. So there's everybody raging in on Galactus. That's cool. But once again, like, yeah, all these special little secret cards. Like there's Comic Covers 9. I get one box. I'm not going to get all 12 of these comic cover cards. So how am I supposed to collect the subsets? Like, am I just supposed to go crazy and pay this much money for the boxes and then wind up with stacks upon stacks upon stacks of these guys? Like, I don't know how card collecting works anymore. The Thing series, I never read the part where it was on Battleworld, but the stuff afterwards became really good. A lot of the Thing series was really fun. The wrestling stuff, and he was Project Pegasus all the time and just doing various stuff. Like he had Hulk fighting the Rhino. All kinds of cool, not Hulk, Thing. That's it, like I've never read anything about Thing being on Battleworld. I should definitely look into that one day. Especially if we hear it's good. The dialogue is kind of out of date, but it does have incredibly cool ideas in it. Because the Thing could change back and forth, right? Am I right there, titular? That's why Thing stayed on Battleworld. And then for some reason, it wasn't, because this came well after that. Well, the Secret Wars came after that, but I always think of the Hanna-Barbera series. That was like the Flintstones meet the Thing. But the Thing had his own series, and it was just the Thing. And he was like, Thing ring, do your thing. And he could change from Ben Grimm to the Thing. And he had a whole series, like that blows my mind that like in the 60s or 70s or whatever, like they would just do a Thing series on TV. Like in comics, yeah, absolutely, just do a Thing series. Like a lot of the earlier stuff in comics, was it Strange Tales or Amazing Adventures? Some like Johnny Storm was always off doing his own thing. He had the Fantastic Four, and then there were just Johnny Storm adventures, and then there were Thing adventures. So like these guys being off and doing their own thing is no big deal, nothing new. But then yeah, just when they make a TV series, just the Thing, like that blows my mind. And then they left the Human Torch off of the Fantastic Four series. They called the fourth member of the Fantastic Four Herbie. Like, come on. We get Thunderball and the Wrecker again. These are both pretty cool. Like I said, The detail on that one, I got such a zoomed in photo, but I do love me the Wrecking Crew. Dr. Doom's team of supervillains has always been disposable. They were pawns, and he was willing to exploit and sacrifice them as expediency dictated. For that, Thunderball was itching to bash Doom's skull in. Thunderball's like a biochemist or something. I don't know. He's wicked smart. I don't know when that actually came into play, when they decided he was actually like really smart. He's the brains of the Wrecking Crew. And then there's the Wrecker, and is that the same Wrecker card I got not long ago? Because it actually says the same thing on the back. But I don't think it's the same card, but I mean, why wouldn't it be? It's not. So they're both different. We got 21 and 62, but they both say, Wrecker scoured the hero's base for the rest of the Wrecking Crew, which was the primary objective of the assault. Blah, blah, blah. That's really interesting. I wonder if that is a typo. If they're intending on having something different. Now I'll have to look through to see other people that had two things on their cards and see if... Oh my gosh. I'll just look through right now. Double Wreckers. Who else did I have two of? I think I had two. I had two Claws. I have two Colossuses right there. Yeah, both Colossuses say the same thing too. Now I gotta check both Claws. And I got both Cyclopses right there. Cyclops deflected Wolverine's strike with an optic blast before he could slay the Molecule Man. Yeah, that's on both of them. What? This is lazy, you guys. Dr. Doom's dissecting room. Dr. Doom's dissecting room. Dr. Doom's dissecting room. Doom used Claw's body to construct lenses that would seal the power of Galactus' ship for himself, but the dissection didn't hurt Claw. His body was made of sound. What the fuck? What does that have to do with it? Why is that? I read a bunch of Claw up to this point. I don't remember Claw saying things like that. Maybe he did in Secret Wars. That's when I stopped my video. Yeah, he turned to Ben. I remember that too. I really dig the Wrecking Crew. I fucking absolutely love the Wrecking Crew. I was digging out a bunch of my old action figures and stuff, and I got all of the Wrecking Crew except for the Wrecker, and I don't know where the Wrecker is. I have his crowbar. I know I had the Wrecker. So I might need to get a new Wrecker. There is Bulldozer again. See, like that. Again, this is what I'm talking about. Why? Why take such a zoomed out, like, just pull this photo out of a wide panel and just zoom, like, it's such a shit picture of Bulldozer. Hey man, your channel is one of my favorites today's. I love your early evolution videos. Thank you very much. I appreciate hearing that, actually. The fact that people like my videos kind of blows my mind. Not that they're not good videos. The fact that people actually see them. Each card with the same characters, same text and different art. Yes. Different numbers on them and everything. The different cards. Thank you very much. Yeah. This channel is strictly a hobby that I do. Sometimes I take it a little too seriously, and I gotta remember I'm just doing it as a hobby. Hey, from the Bronx, NYC. Well, hello back from frozen-ass Alberta, Edmonton, Canada. Like, I don't know. There's snow and shit. It's cold out. It's cold and I'm miserable. I'm not miserable, but... Yes, welcome in. Anyway, yeah, like I was saying, the fact that people watch my videos and enjoy them kind of blows my mind. And the whole thing was, I started making videos that I would watch on YouTube. Some people are very annoying. Some people don't actually know what they're talking about when they talk about stuff. And some people just really do the YouTube thing. And I don't want to do that. And yeah, as a guy in my 40s, you know, that wants to just learn about comic book stuff, that's the kind of video I wanted to make. Just there's flash and stuff. I have fun with it, but like I'm not doing clickbait. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. I'm just doing what I want to see. And according to the numbers, it's kind of attracted people like me, my demographic. My viewers are almost all 30 to 50-year-old males, which is fine. Because that's, like I said, I want to make videos for me. So people like me are coming in, and that's awesome. But yeah, Thank you very much, is what I'm trying to say. Thank you very much for liking my channel. Speaking of clickbait, ooh, Enchantress. Hello, look at those. Actually, never been a big fan of the Enchantress, and I don't really know why. Dr. Doom is somebody I did become a big fan of. Love your channel. I have a great sense of humor, and I'm a comic figure geek in my 50s, so I enjoy your videos. Exactly. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. People like me. I dialed back on my figure. I don't even have an action figure within reach of me. That blows my mind. Oh, I do. Got Ghost Rider here. Bought myself this Ghost Rider and his bike for Christmas as a Christmas gift for myself because I like the bike. I'm not a big fan of this figure. I've had better Ghost Rider figures. But yeah, back in the day, I hopped onto Marvel Legends very early, well, right at the beginning, when there were still Spider-Man classics. And I had every Marvel Legend up till... I don't know. I had every Toy Biz Marvel Legend, and then I had all the first Hasbro stuff. Maybe only 5-7 years ago I stopped collecting them. But yeah, that they just got too expensive and too... But I got rid of so many of them, and I wish I hadn't. The most recent ones I got were the Age of Apocalypse sets, but I already kind of stopped collecting by then, but I bought those ones. And like this, the ones that are just coming out now, there's an Age of Apocalypse Gambit. I'm absolutely going to get that. Ooh, Kang the Conqueror. These cards, I'm not as excited about these ones anymore. Towards the beginning I was. That's all the stuff that makes your channel so good for sure. Well, thank you very much. I got Kang the Conqueror here. All red, but against, yeah, that's just, no, it's rainbow red. Why is it rainbow red? What makes this different? So is this and again, this Dr. Doom is rainbow. Okay, so there are special cards. But then if I just look at this Dr. Octopus, it just says nothing. Okay, so I do get some. These are all special cards. Oh my god. See, I really should have done some information and looked into it. If you're just joining us, I got this. You can hear that. It was like a tinny sound. It's a little piece of metal. It's a cyan printing plate. Congratulations, you have received an authentic printing plate that was used in the production of this product. One of a kind printing plate. That is so cool. Very proud of that. That's my new most prized possession. Hardly. I've almost every Legend figure and way too many, over 8,000 Marvel comics from the 80s. That's awesome. That is so awesome. Just finished the ROM and Kazar 80s run. I had 8 issues left to finish the Marvel G.I. Joe run. Something I have been toying with is son of a bitch. I actually have it right here. I don't collect comics. Like I said, a while ago I had a break-in and a lot of my stuff got stolen, and I had like 7 or 8 long boxes full of comics, and I had a bunch, and basically nothing major, but a lot of stuff. Everything I collected from like 1999 to 2007 I had, because I never get rid of them. Why would I? And half of them were stolen, and I was left with 3 long boxes. And at that point I was like, well, if I only have half a collection, why bother having a collection at all? So I sold off a lot of them. I parsed it all down to 1 short box, and I've kept that, just like comics I want to keep and really like my run of X Factor and Secret Wars over here, and I go like Demon Hunting Punisher right there. Just various other things I have. But I do have this, because I do have the first 30 or 40 issues of the original X Factor. And I happened to cross a guy at work just has some comics, and he has the Spectacular Spider-Man. Because I think this month, in whatever year this was, every title, including like G.I. Joe, ROM, Transformers, like even the non-Marvel titles, the ROM was a Marvel title, did this with just the head surrounded by this border. And I thought that I might try to start getting into just those, collecting all of those covers. I think that would be really cool. And just the idea of collecting runs, like, then it's something to work for. Like, you know, I play Mario Kart and I'm working towards Golden Mario, but that's like probably not going to happen. But we just unlocked the Golden Cart, and it's like, oh, once we unlocked that Golden Cart, I was kind of sad, because I was like, oh, there's nothing to work towards anymore. You know what I mean? So I think like having a goal like that to work towards would be really cool. Like I do miss going out and hunting down comics and things like that. And yeah, as for the Marvel Legends, like I loved the hunt, but then eventually I just started ordering them online, and that kind of took away the hunt, but I did like collecting them. And for Toy Biz Marvel Legends, I bought 2 of every single figure. So for the first 15 waves, I had 2, and I kept one in the package, and I opened one up, and I had a whole room way back in the day just dedicated. It was just coated in Marvel Legends, and I collected a bunch of 90s figures in packaging and stuff like that. I almost completed the entire 90s X-Men run, but I ended up not quite collecting it. And like I said, one day I just sold a bunch of things off, and then a bunch of other stuff got stolen, and it just kind of lost its luster. But at the same time, I do miss it greatly, if that makes sense. I gotta catch up here. I've been reading some ROM. ROM is so out there with some of the stuff. Good series, impressive collection. Thank you. Oh, just they were talking to you, not me. Been collecting since '77. First issue was X-Men number 97, and I just loved the '80s run of book. That is so crazy because I think X-Men 97 was the first book I bought when I started collecting. You're the original X-Men that became Uncanny X-Men. Mine was just X-Men 97 during Apocalypse the 12. But that's a fun fact that it wasn't the first comic I ever owned, but it was the first comic once I started really getting into comics. I think it was X-Men 97. Might have been 98. That's just a fun fact that ties us together. Even though like I could probably rebuy mine for $2. Yours would be more than that. The Marvel Age, the month, the face covers had the backs. The Howard the Duck one. Really? There's no local comic store near you anymore. That sucks. That does suck. I haven't been in a comic store in a while. Just got myself all the Golden Mario stuff a couple of months ago. Nice. And so we're working on the tires and the Mario. I got the cart and the glider a long time ago. Well, I got the glider. G.I. Joe 225 cost me over $180. So if you're in the collector sphere, what's Secret Wars 8 going for nowadays? Not that I'm selling it, but I got the complete run of Secret Wars right here. I'm not a big fan of the slabs, the graded comics. There's a few I'd get. Actually, I talk about collecting. I do. I'm slowly picking up all the early appearances of Constrictor. I was planning on doing that. I was going to do a Moon Knight. Moon Knight's a huge favorite of mine. I was going to do a Moon Knight a while ago, and then the show got announced, and the price of all these Moon Knight comics just skyrocketed. And I also got Absorbing Man in that last pack. Went on a little side tangent, which is awesome. That's what this whole thing is about, is side tangents and just chatting. Ron was such an integral part of the 80s. He had so many guest appearances. Absolutely. Yeah, I was just reading the Rogue issues. She appeared with the Brotherhood in 2 issues of Rom. She kissed Rom, and like Rom is where she got her inherent goodness from. She kissed Rom and only felt decency because he's half human or whatever. But then also like the Torpedo, and I started looking into the Torpedo, and the Torpedo made a few appearances. Then all of a sudden the Torpedo like had his whole run in Rom. Like he died in Rom. And who's the Torpedo? Like nobody in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, like Rom was. It's just funny because there's like Godzilla too, like all these properties that they don't have the rights to, and you can't reprint and stuff like that, and then just important things happened in them, like all these characters in ROM. Hey, I love your evolution videos. Do you plan on making more? Absolutely. Like I was just talking about there with Rogue. I am currently in the process of writing the early evolution of Rogue. And as I mentioned a couple times, I'm going to do the complete evolution of Oddball. Wrecking Crew is something I should do. But yeah, absolutely. I'm going to keep making more of those. My local comic store closed down a few months ago. They still exist as online store. It is absolutely not the same. I was trying to explain to my kid the other day how like scrolling through Netflix is just not the same as walking through Blockbuster or Rogers Video here in Canada. I don't know what else existed. There must have been other chains other than Blockbuster down in the States. But yeah, no, there's no shortage of the early evolution videos. Though the next video that comes out will be the next 10 X-Men, 31 through 40. I just recorded that today and started editing it a bit, so look for that hopefully sometime this week. The day the true Nerdian dies was June 89 once Batman came out and everyone wanted comics all of a sudden. Before that, Batman books were dirt cheap. That is true. It's this whole speculator market. That's what I don't like about comics. Is just like It's just a piece of paper, man. Why? What dictates its value? And it shouldn't be about who's popular and who's not. Like, I don't know. That's why the best thing I've ever done for myself was, because I'm about reading comics. I'm not about having the comics and owning the comics. Although, like, some of them are fun, like this Demon Hunting Punisher, or this Fantastic Four Big Town. This was something I read back when it came out. Still have it. It's a fine series. There's nothing great about it, but it just isn't reprinted or republished anywhere. Same with. I got it right here, so bear with me. I was just looking at it. Superman. There. This Avatar's Covenant of the Shield. This was like medieval fantasy Avengers. It only got these 3 issues. I keep them all in this one. And then just disappeared. But it's not reprinted anywhere. It's not online anywhere. But then, like, Captain Avalon and Smash Skin Green Troll were in Marvel Superheroes too. So, I mean, people know it exists, but it's just not other places. Like I was saying, though, one of the best things I got is the Marvel Unlimited. Not Marvel Unlimited. Yeah, it is Marvel Unlimited, the app. I pay, like, less than $100 a year, and I just get to read everything on my phone. And it's just having all the comics at the palm of my hand. The power of the sun in the palm of my hand, as it were. Just all these comics at my fingertips. I have the DC one as well. But it's just so handy. Like, that's like, I got all the trade paperbacks over here. I got crap load more trade paperbacks in the living room. Having the trade paperbacks is awesome, and rereading those ones, but just having every comic book at my fingertips to read is great. But then, yeah, the collector in me wants the issues, but the pragmatic in me says, man, I can't. Yeah. Am I going to get the ROM Legends figure that just came out? Probably not. At least I'm not a huge fan of ROM until suddenly recently. Just reading a bunch of stuff. Because I wasn't... That said, I'm very curious, because he's like a foot taller than everybody else in the comics. I'm really curious if they... if that figure's going to be taller, too. Just the stuff I've been just reading, I've noticed he's taller. Pre-ordered ROM from Hasbro. I wish I had my original Parker Brothers figure. That would have been awesome. That's one of the biggest heartbreaks of... like I was talking about the... stuff that got stolen when my house got broken into, blah, blah, blah. I just gotten, like a month or 2 earlier, the HasLab Galactus. Like, and that got stolen. And I was like, I didn't even take it. I had taken it out of the box because I played with it right away. And then I put it back in the box and just the whole box got stolen. And I was just like, for crying out loud. And so I lost a lot of figures there. Like I had some of the Toy Biz Sentinels. I had 3, I think. Just like losing all that stuff, I was like, what's the point? And I got rid of a bunch after that. What Marvel did to Cyclops and Spider-Man and DC having Batman survive a free fall from space unaided took me out of current comics. Yeah, I've read the Batman. I wanted to make a video a few times. Because I do have the other channel that I don't do anything with, the Batman countermeasures, if you're not familiar with that. But yeah, that Batman free falling to space was the Batman countermeasure for himself, was failsafe. And yeah, we wound up on the moon, or in the, yeah, and he reversed the teleporter or whatever, destroyed the thing, slowing down the robot. And yeah, Batman, would he take a jet and he pointed it around and pointed at the Earth, and then he makes his costume out of such material that he could withstand falling from space and re-entering an atmosphere. And he took his underwear off and put it over his face to not burn up his oxygen mask, like, and he aimed himself and he turned, like, if anybody could do that, it'd be Batman, but no, that was a bit much. Like, people, it's badass. No, that's dumb. Like, Batman surviving Omega beams and getting shot through time, and some of the stuff Batman's done, you can wave it off, but Batman falling from the moon is just absurd. Volcana needs a Legends treatment badly, and Zsaji and Wasp in her Secret Wars suit. Yeah, you could do because they just did. Well, they did that whole Secret Wars wave, didn't they? They did Captain Marvel. There's Volcana right there. The second Volcana card. She does have a huge rack. She melted for her sweetheart, Owen Reese. Man, you could do a Magneto Wasp 2-pack. There we go. There's Galactus. Forgot about opening cards for a minute, but I've been reading a whole lot of indie graphic novels lately. Like what? Anything good? What killed me on the current books was collecting every single issue of Black. I'm not wearing my glasses. Blackest Night DC run, just for them to reinvent the entire DC and disregard that great storyline. I was absolutely loving Jeff Johns' Green Lantern, although I wasn't reading issue to issue, but I was buying trade paperbacks. Same thing I did with Invincible and The Walking Dead, which sucked. Like waiting 6 months or so in between issues was real shitty. Invincible? Yeah, it's all right there. Like certain things like Exiles, I read issue to issue and then bought the trade paperbacks as well. I got something planned for Exiles. Maybe I'll touch on it here in a bit. But yeah, Blackest Night, I kind of fell off. But like I said, I was reading every single Jeff Johns Green Lantern trade. I still have them. I've read Blackest Night now, but like I just kind of fell off before that. But yeah, like DC, like Marvel owns it, right? Marvel owns their continuity, and the fact that they've kept it, then they have jumping on points and stuff, but they never do a full on reboot. Whereas DC reboots and reboots and reboots and reboots, and that's like when I do these videos, I've tried a couple, like the early evolution of videos with DC, and it's just like, well, where do I start? Where do I stop? Which version of this? And like, there's Earth 1, there's Earth 2, there's pre-crisis, there's post-crisis. So many weird things to consider. Like, I don't know. That's why I did the many first appearances of Plastic Man, and just in researching that video, it got so confusing and convoluted. And then especially now, is my understanding in Marvel or modern DC comics, it's just like, yeah, whatever you want goes. If you want to write this as if Batman's been doing it for 20 years, go ahead. If you want to do it as if Batman's been doing it for 3 years, go ahead. You don't want to consider that Batman fell from the moon? That's great. Okay, you want Superman's parents to be alive? Sure. You want him to be dead? Who cares? Just whatever you want to write, go ahead and write it. We'll make any continuity work for whatever you want. And I don't like that. I think people should now, like, they should own up what is going on in comics and use that. It's like you see these filmmakers that, I had a lower budget and the special effects weren't there, and that, those constraints really bred the creativity and things like that. So it's, use the continuity to, like, try to figure out a way to get around it and make it work. Don't just ignore something that doesn't work for your story. Just make it work. So I find Dan Slott was so good at. Apparently a lot of people got mad. I didn't read stuff when people started disliking Dan Slott, but I was a big fan of Dan Slott and how he, like, accepted continuity and used continuity and just weaved it all in. Captain Carrot cartoon, Warner Brothers would make it so funny. That's true. Oh my God, it's Haas. It's Baroness. What up, Barry? That's my friend Barry, you guys. We go way back to the Twitch days. Exiles is such a fun book. Sliders meets superheroes. Absolutely, Sliders meets superheroes. Are you going to talk about the Exiles that had Reaper Juggernaut and Sienna Blaze? Maybe. I've looked and there's more Exiles than I realized. There's like been 2 series in the past few years of Exiles. I'm like, oh. But I was thinking one day I would just sit down and do a video with little editing where I talk through like the first run of Exiles. It was 100 and some issues. I think maybe it's just 100 issues. Then it jumped into new Exiles. And I thought maybe I would just sit down and just nonstop talk about Exiles and go on. Oh my God, Baroness just gave me $10 for some reason. That's their 3rd super on a live stream. That doesn't make any sense. Have I live streamed before? I don't think I have. The first 2 crises in 0 hour were needed, but the others, yeah. No, exactly. Thank you very much, Baroness. I really appreciate that. I forgot to actually write something. Glad to see you on here streaming. Well, yeah, I got my streaming stuff set up. I'll come back to the DC comment in a second, but just so everybody knows, you could follow me on Twitch if you do Twitch. I'm just Haussmann17 on there, unless I've changed my name to Haussmann Comics. I don't know. I might. I plan on getting back into that because I actually enjoy this, but that will be just streaming random old video games. I also do plan on, I have a PS2 here somewhere. I'm going to hook it up and I'm going to play just some older superhero games. I'll probably do that on this channel. Maybe not. I don't know yet. I'll see how well it reacts. I do want to get back into this. I could do this too. Just sit here and chat about comic books. Just live stream once a week at least. Anywho, Dan Slott Spider-Man was one of my favorite ones. Me too. Superior Spider-Man is absolutely top tier. One of the best things I've ever seen. And then that got me reading up to, because I wasn't quite reading everything before that, and now I have gone back and read all of Dan Slott's stuff before that. And when I'm just reading comics and I'm not like researching for a video and I just want to read comics for my own self, I'm reading all his Amazing Spider-Man after that. But yes, the first Crisis on Infinite Earths was absolutely needed because DC had been acquiring so many properties, and they brought in Charleston Comics, they brought in Fawcett Comics, and they, reconciled Earth 1 and Earth 2, and just that made a lot of sense. 0 Hour did clean up a lot of stuff, the Crisis in Time, but then, it just started getting crazy, and then let's get rid of all the Infinite Earths, let's bring back more, and then just, they reboot all the time. Like, Flashpoint was fun. New 52 was a brilliant idea, but just an absolute mess in execution. Not even really in execution. Like just restarting everything at number 1 was so good, so refreshing, but then just Lobo? What'd they do to Lobo? Come on. But then even reading that, like we all knew it was all coming back anyway with just Rebirth, wasn't it? And now Absolute. I haven't read any of the Absolute stuff. I've been hearing really good things about Absolute Superman, Absolute Batman. Once again, thank you very much, Baroness. You absolutely did not have to do that, but I appreciate that you did. Can I click on that? Just so you know, if you forget to write something with that super chat, it does tag your next message to that, so it looks like you did, right? Just good to see me streaming. It's good to be streaming. There was an Exiles runs right before Blink Morph run where Marvel and Malibu worked together and all the other Exiles were Malibu characters? Fuck off, pardon my language. Really? That sounds actually pretty cool. Nicholas Sando says, I'm listening while trying to repair a washing machine. I like hanging out with a nerd buddy. Love it. That's the whole thing of this. Years ago, I started streaming on Twitch because I was like, you know what? I need an excuse to play older video games. That was all it was. I wanted to play Mega Man and crap like that, so I started streaming on Twitch, and that way I was like, nope, now I have a purpose. I'm not just playing video games for the hell of it. I'm playing them for a purpose, and I was streaming to 2 or 3 people, like my friend Baroness. We became quite good friends through that, and I met a lot of people that I'm still friends with today through that. And then while I was doing that, I said, you know what, I want to also start reading comic books more again, so I started these channels to read comic books again and just have these nerdy conversations with people. Like, I don't have anybody in my real life necessarily that I can talk to this kind of stuff with. That was English. So it's so good to have this outlet to just talk to you guys and get in the comments. And like, if you guys want to join my Discord, that would be awesome. I will put a comment somewhere. Because it's great to have these conversations. The promo poster art for it is like all wanted posters. Juggernaut was on the team. I'm actually going to link into that because Exiles is by far one of my most favorite favorite comic books Marvel has ever put out. And if you have any questions about the washing machine, feel free to ask me. I used to be a appliance technician. I fixed a few washing machines in my day. Not for very long, but I am a journeyman electrician by trade. If there's any electrical issues with it, I might be able to answer. Who knows? During the age of X books, having the forerun of the AOA. Yeah. Age of Apocalypse. Yeah. I've long said that the Age of Apocalypse is my absolute favorite thing that happened in comics, my favorite crossover. I just wasn't reading comics at the time, but like, could you imagine in 1995, like you're going to the comic store and all of a sudden Uncanny X-Men is gone and X-Force is gone, X Factor's gone, and all the X titles are just gone, and it's like, what's this? What's the Astonishing X-Men? What's the what else was Weapon X, Gambit and the Externals, X-Man? All of a sudden was a new title. Oh, Cable became X-Man, and then X-Men carried on after that. Generation Next, like every title was just replaced by this new thing, and just the whole thing. I wish it could have been a little bigger and like, because theoretically it should have reshaped the whole universe, including the Avengers and stuff like that, not just the X-Men. But I mean, doing a whole company thing like that wouldn't happen. But yeah, just I wish I was reading comics back then. Like I would have been 13. I wouldn't have been old enough to appreciate it. But just the fact that they stopped publishing all these titles and started all these new ones to just reset the universe. And that's one of my favorite things. Like that's why Shrek 4 is my favorite Shrek. Is just these alternate worlds where anything can happen and everybody's in a different situation. Like seeing Angel with his wings again. It's like, oh, Angel hasn't had wings for quite some time. And then he died. And then like Scott and Jean aren't together and good guys are bad guys. Like Beast. Jeez, Beast was a sick son of a bitch in the Age of Apocalypse. Like just everything was so different. It was so awesome. They paused all the Xbox AOA versions of the books. That was right. The Wanted posters thing. Okay, we have to look into that. Nerdum check. With random unexpected skills, this continues to be a great thing to sub to. Nerdy friends from my team years are mostly grown-ups. This channel's an outlet of sorts. Absolutely. That's what it is. Like, what it is. I don't know. Like I said, I got people at work I chat to a bit, but anybody I can talk to about movies and Invincible and stuff like that, but then just talking comic books, there's nobody but you guys. Anyway, let's keep digging into some cards here. I got Pile Driver. That's the first actual Pile Driver card. And then I got another... thought I had Bulldozer, but I got Lizard. I'm absolutely going to do an early evolution on the Wrecking Crew because I love them. And as I said, I was hoping I would get a card with this art on it. And I did. Boink. Another one of these comic covers cards. Like I said, that's the frustrating thing. Like, I'm not going to get all 12 of these out of this box. So how am I supposed to collect them all? That is the problem. That is the problem with these cards. I very well might get the full set of standard cards here, but then there will be things that are outside, and I need to collect them all. Like, I started playing Spider-Man. I was going to stream it. That's why I held off on that Spider-Man game for so long, because I wanted to stream it, and I just wasn't set up to do it. I could have easily set myself up to do it, and I just said, you know what, fuck it. And I started playing it. And, like, I completed the game and the DLC 100% in 13 days. I put in, like, 48 hours into the game. I just loved it so much. But once I was complete, I was like, oh, I'm done. It's good. But then even these, like, if I want to complete a set, now that I know this exists, this is one of a kind, and there's probably one of these for every type of card. So knowing that I will never get all those kind of does hurt my soul. That said, I will be able to put this away and I will live with it not being complete, and that will be fine. All New Exiles number 1 was in 1995. So this wasn't even Exiles. This came before? I loved Exiles, especially turned people like Blink. Was a Gwenpool style, cool design, nothing much there, into something 3D plus morph. Of course, I was 12. Ah, that hurts. That hurts. That hurts, because I was like 20. They came out in 2001 that started. Malibu Exiles comic, just bear with me 1 second. No, I'm not getting my own. Ultra Force number 1 inside. Hey kids. If I was more on the ball, I'd be sharing my screen or whatnot. A new era of mutant excitement begins. This article is about the Malibu comic series. What the fudge? Catapult, Deadeye, Rachel Durning, Tracks. So it was the original Exiles, and then all of a sudden we got Sienna Blaze, Juggernaut, and the Reaper. What? That's freaking crazy. Well, shit. It appears my Exiles collection is incomplete. I gotta go get these Malibu Exiles. I at least gotta track them down and read them online, which is pretty easy to do these days. Sega Spider-Man, if you hit Peter Parker, you go back home to replenish it. Yeah, somebody said that in the comments. I didn't realize. But you have to start the whole level over, so if you can't get through the level without taking your energy, what's the point? That's it. That game, I think if I learned a bit more about it, I could have done a lot better. My 4 Marvel Universe figures, I custom-made Age of Apocalypse Morph with Cyclops' body, Magneto cloak, and chameleon head. Simple, but it works. It does work. Back in the day, I tried some customizing. I customized a Kraven into a Moon Knight. I used like a Doctor Doom cloak, and I just turned Kraven's head around and painted the back of his head a darker black, and then put some eyes on it. It was bad. But then, like, I had a Marvel Legends 5 Colossus, and I kind of shaved its head down and tried to make him into an Age of Apocalypse Colossus. It did not work out so well for me. What I did collect were the Marvel Mini-Mates? HeroClix. I collected a shit ton of HeroClix, and those I found a little easier to customize with my limited skills, just because they were smaller and more forgiving. I think I might still have a box of those somewhere. I might not. There we go. We got Dr. Doom again. I think I already had this card. Oh, we got Magneto. If I recall there, he was like, go ahead, Charles, and read my mind. I'll take off my helmet. And Charles is like, oh, all you want to do is bang the Wasp. That's all I'm seeing here. No one knew why the terrorist Magneto was sorted into the superheroes group, but like them, Magneto dreamt of peace and equality. When Dr. Doom offered unfathomable power to his allies, Magneto hesitated to accept. Ooh, another rainbow red for Pile Driver. Once again, I'm looking at the cards off the camera and then commenting on them. Just another one of these, but Pile Driver. And like I said, if I look at the back of that, that is a rainbow red. So that's the thing. Am I supposed to collect an entire set of rainbow reds? The completionist in me. And then Absorbing Man here, right here, same picture right there. That's my third Absorbing Man card, and I got a Mr. Fantastic. I believe that is 3 different Absorbing Men, so just give me 1 minute. I know there were only so many people in the old Secret Wars comic, but I feel like this is ridiculous, yeah. Oh, okay, and while I'm looking at it, I'm going to see if this Ben Grimm sees the same thing as the Thing card. Okay. Because I need to know if they're being cheap or not. No, okay, so the Ben Grimm and the Thing card do have different things written on the back of them. That is good to know. But yeah, number 18, 82, and 52. 3 different Absorbing Man cards. With 3 different pieces of art. Nothing was stronger than the mighty Absorbing Man, blah, blah, blah. They all say the same thing, which is talking about when Wolverine cut his arm off. Like, this one, at least, is when he put his arm back together. But these two have nothing to do with that. I'm disappointed in the cards. Oh, well. I'm having fun. I'm having a great time. Are you guys having a good time? Good idea, though. Right now, my nerd project is making classified scale G.I. Joe USS Flag. My God. Classified, is that like the 6-inch scale they're doing right now, like the Marvel Legends? A 6-inch scale USS Flag. Would that be like 12 feet? You need like 28 issues to finish my Marvel 2-in-1 run? That's awesome. Is there somewhere I can see pictures of this stuff? You made the headquarters? But I need the aircraft carrier. Oh, there was a time. It was around Marvel Legends, Toy Biz Marvel Legends Wave 10 when I started getting the Sentinels. I started looking into doll houses. And I was going to take up a corner of my, not a corner actually, a section of my basement. Oh. Custom Moon Knight was a good idea. It makes sense with those pieces. It was pretty basic. But the Craven had the like bracelets on. And Moon Knight had like the gold bracelets for that point in time. So it actually did make sense. 6-inch scale, 14.7 feet. But I'm making it sectional. Well, you'd have to. Jeez. But yeah, as I was saying, I was going to get doll houses. And I was going to build like a block in my basement. And I was just going to have this battle. Like I was probably going to smash a Sentinel down through one of them. But you start actually thinking about the logistics of something like that. And sometimes, let's just say you're a better man than I am. I gave up on something like that. So I got another Dr. Doom. That is different. I got another Xavier. Okay, I really like this next one that's coming up, but I'll talk about it in a sec. Another Lockheed and Molecule Man, but I got this corner box. I don't know what that means, but it's all new corner box cards as advertised here. Well, I know what it means. It's all new corner box cards. The corner box is the corner box. All right. This is particularly the corner box from issue 11. They're the same on every issue. Get wrecked. Get wrecked, because that's not the same corner box. Oh, I'll put that actually on camera. They lied to me. It was March. It was issue 11. It was 75 cents and 50p and a buck in Canada. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, they took off the Thing and put on Hawkeye. Took off Reed Richards, put on Captain America, Spider-Man and the Wasp, Hulk and Wolverine, and Storm and Ms. Marvel. They changed a lot of the characters, and they're not in the same order, so don't you dare tell me this is a true corner box. I am so mad. And Dust to Dust, issue 11. Nightcrawler warned Wolverine not to goad Dr. Doom into destroying superheroes lest he can fly. That's not a real corner box card. They lied to me. Jeez, damn. Dollhouse accessories are great for a diorama. They absolutely are. It's that 1/12 scale. Cars were always the hardest thing. Whenever I was out and about and I found a car that was in the right scale, I bought them all the time. Maybe it's a retail exclusive. 6-inch headquarters. It's got to be so massive. I was going to settle at one point for just building just a front scale of Xavier's mansion, X-Mansion. But I didn't. Here's what's on the back here. I haven't gotten... I got one of those Spectromatics. I haven't gotten a Turning Point. And I haven't got an autograph card yet, which is fine. Or a sketch card. Doom base and Hero base cards. I haven't gotten either of those either. Which is fine. This isn't about what I get and what I don't get. Because I got this. And I'm having a good time. Oh, yeah, you're right. The X-Men are off of there. Some bitch dropped it. Let's take a closer look here. They said they changed She-Hulk. You're right, the Fantastic Four and the X-Men are gone. That's an absolute good call. But I mean, that stuff had been sorted out. And Spider-Man. These are all Disney-owned MCU characters. That is so hilarious. That's very observant. Good call. But this is 2023. I didn't realize these sets were that old. But 2023, you thought they had some of this stuff sorted out by then. But you're absolutely right. This is the tail end of the let's suppress the X-Men. Here are the ones. 56 inches long and 33 inches wide is the G.I. Joe 83 quarter classified scale. That's not so big. 3 feet, just under 3 feet wide and 56 long. I mean, it's plenty big. 1407 Grey Mountain Lane would have been really cool. Entirely obsessive. Yeah. A Danger Room diorama would be cool. Like I said, the Xavier Mansion thing, I was probably just going to do like the facade of it up against a wall. I also wanted to like make my entire basement into a bat cave at one point in time. So, there we go. 2 Molecule Men back to back. Even though I already know the answer, Owen Reese wasn't sure why he was on Battle World. He was trying to be good, although his therapist might have disapproved. He vowed to help Dr. Doom win the war, even if it meant ripping the planet apart, but he got to tear into sweet, sweet Volcana. So, yeah, they say the same thing. That's crazy. Another Wolverine. Look at that. Another corner box card. This one is issue number 9, which I had out earlier. As I was bringing out the comics, I thought, this is dumb. But actually, it's being pretty good. So yeah, same thing. But then... So like every comic has this same corner box. Like I'm just looking at them all now. This corner box does not change from issue to issue. But then they changed the corner boxes here. But they kept the characters the same. They just swapped Iron Man and She-Hulk. They've at least done new expressions for everybody. They completely changed her hair. This is more what it looked like in the comics, I believe. That's just so weird. Like at the very least, they could have gone and changed it to whoever was in the comic. I mean, because they weren't suppressing X-Men at all. Like here's another Colossus card. We've gotten so many different Colossus cards, right? Enamored with the Healer Zsaji. I've got all the Fantastic Four. I haven't got... Sue Storm didn't go to Battle World, did she? She was pregnant. But I've gotten Fantastic Four. I've gotten X-Men. Got Ultron there finally. He didn't understand how he came to be revived or how he arrived on Battleworld. No matter, his purpose was to destroy all life, and his fellow supervillains were all living beings. Ergo, Ultron had to eliminate them. If I recall, Johnny Storm went supernova and just burnt out his circuits, and he just stood there inanimate for several issues. That's it. These corner boxes are cool, but I think they would have done better in like a different series. Like it'd be cool if they were just random issues, but they're all going to be the same characters on the same Secret Wars corner boxes. Like just put one of those in would be neat. Sorry, I'm falling behind on the comments. 90s Forge inspired Danger Room. Does the card say that? Tear into Sweet Sweet Volcana? No, that's me. They got it working. The drum had gotten the pig's ear. The dog. I got a funny story. Oh, it's not a funny story. It looks like art does the... I'm looking at these now, and I'm thinking they actually just pulled heads out of somewhere out of the issues. The Thor... No, I was going to say, Thor almost looks like he's making the same face. Definitely gotta get a better camera. Would you collect a corner box card collection? Yes. If they just put out a thing of these and it was corner boxes, but it wasn't like, oh, here's 12 issues of Secret Wars, but if they were like various corner boxes from various different things, like just for example, right here we got, that's a cool corner box, right? The Marvel Knights corner box. There were so many different eras of corner boxes. Right, like even through different X Factors, you got a different character on each one. But then just the classic head. I actually just watched a video very recently on the evolution of corner boxes, so they're very interesting to me right now. Got Carnage right there for the start of Maximum Carnage. Right. Actually, I like the heads on corner boxes. Every example I'm pulling out right now is a straight up full body Spider-Man. But I liked it like when the X-Men had different heads on corner boxes. There's a Hornet corner box. So I actually think a card set just corner boxes would be pretty damn awesome. Ooh. Speaking of Exiles. And I guess I'm wrong now because I thought the Exiles started with something else, but because apparently the Exiles started back in 1995. But to me, this is where the Exiles really started. We're in the X-Men Millennial Visions. These were just so fun. Because it's just, hey, they took different artists and they're like, here, create something. Here's the X-Men. These were the X-Men, but they were all Sentinels. Here's the X-Men, but they're Freedom Force, right? Like, and they all had a big write-up. Like, here's the Magnificent Seven. I don't know what that one's about. Oh. It's Chris Giarusso. I actually loved his mini Marvels. Some of them were just silly. Some of them were great. And if I go to the... One of these, I'm not going to find it probably without scrolling through everything, but there's Storm, Goddess of Thunder. This is where Nocturne first appeared. Oh, this is where Alex Ross did his awesome concept arts. Oh, yeah, yeah. Just Deadpool. But yeah, somewhere in here was actually Nocturne's first appearance, as in one of these X-Men Millennial Visions. Give me a second, I'm actually going to find it. But I may not. But then here's just, what if the Exiles were all dogs? Some of them are stupid. But some of them were great. That was really good. It's all about children of the X-Men. There's Shadowcat and Colossus's kid. That is just gender-swapped X-Men. Oh, I think I could probably make a whole video about these Millennial Visions. Anyway, somewhere in here is like Nocturne and the world she came from. That gets referenced several times where like Nightcrawler hooked up with Scarlet Witch. Yes, where was I? So pig's ears. I had dogs for the longest time. I loved them very much. And then I thought pig's ears were just called pig's ears because they were shaped like pig's ears. And then one day I was like looking into it. I was like, what are pig's ears actually made of? And they are made of pig's ears. It's a pig's ear. That blew my mind. But yeah, don't get them stuck in the washing machine. Jack like corner boxes. Like, whoa. It's like some of those corner boxes from back then. The She-Hulk ones were personal fave. They were like each, John Byrne did something different for each issue, right? And like had She-Hulk commenting on stuff. The Four Bushman corner box, not brand Ech. Guardians of the Galaxy is $9 on Steam. That's not bad. I had a buddy of mine from high school that I still text every once in a while. He was the one that got me into comics, my buddy Bryce. And he was like insisting that I get Midnight Suns. And it went on Steam for like $5 or something a while ago, and I bought it. I have yet to play it, but I really do need to play Midnight Suns, according to him. That Guardians of the Galaxy game, from what I've heard, would be worth about $9. I've not collected the Millennial Visions, kind of forgetting about them. Another time slip. Millennial Vision number 1 was Very Universe. Get the Guardians game. Okay, I will. Only if you guys watch me stream it. Actually, this one too. Marvel Universe Millennial Visions. That I didn't remember them doing. I thought they were all X-Men, but I guess not. Spider-Man by Ian Churchill. I was just talking about how great Ian Churchill's art is. Oh my gosh. That's like a Last Ronin thing going on for the Fantastic Four. Did you guys read The Last Ronin? It's actually really good. Ooh, She-Hulk, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. I gotta get a better camera setup if I'm gonna look through comics. Did I not grab all my Millennial Visions? Marvel Knights Millennial Vision? What is going on? If anybody was here this afternoon, I was talking about Prodigy and the other slingers. I'm just making a mess. And now you guys are learning how easy it is to get me sidetracked. There goes some comics over there. Sidetracked. You guys are just looking at a stack of cards here and me reading comic books. There's I'll enjoy the stream. Okay, you have a good night there, Nick. Glad you got your washing machine working. Definitely worth that low as price. Millennial Visions. Is this the first one? I believe so. Mutants everywhere. Professor W's X-Men right there. Jim Calafiore. That makes sense because Jim Calafiore. Oh, that just reminded me of something. That just reminded me of something else that was sad. Oh, so we jumped to page 207. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, there we go, right there. Professor W's X-Men. There's Nightcrawler, but there's Nocturne right there. And it even says Nocturne. So she actually came, and they reference back to this world in Exiles. Mike McCone? Who was doing the art? I had a piece of original art from Exiles as well. I got it for like $24. It was a really good deal, but it was like when the Exiles came back to the main universe and Alex Summers was going crazy after coming back from Mutant X. And it was like the big, almost one-page splash with Mimic like clawing Havoc across the chest. I had the original artwork for that, and that was something that was stolen. I had a couple other pieces of original art too. One was actually a Joe Madureira. But yeah, I really like that one. Mike McCone. Was it Mike? I think it was Mike McCone. Anyway, that sucks. Just losing stuff like that, like one-of-a-kind stuff, just sucks. Anyway, Guardians of the Galaxy, gotta play it. Remember Time Slip? Vaguely? I remember the name Time Slip. I can't place anything right now. Get the Guardians game. Once it goes through the wash, it kind of gets gelatinized. It was rather horrific. Oh my god. Gross. One of the best Marvel games. Story. Definitely worth that low-ass price. That would be gross. Just a pig's ear dissolved in a washing machine. I love the 80s run of Official Handbook of the Marvel Universe. Yes. Ooh, Ringmaster would be a good legend. I like those handbooks. I had one for years. It was like a Transformers one, but it was just so cool. They did it with Invincible. They did a handbook to the Invincible universe done in that same style, which was awesome. Okay, a couple packs of cards here to get through still. Another Lizard with Claw. Just the whole Wrecking Crew. Kevin, my friend Kevin. Hey, let's read this. You want to hear the craziest shit? Of course you do. Remember the signs in the... I shouldn't read this out loud. That's not that bad. My friend Kevin put up some signs in Jasper Arena, and his son is actually having a hockey team in playoffs happening in that arena. That's pretty cool. Maybe there's some choice stuff I left out about his employer, my former employer. Who knows? See, I got the whole ass Wrecking Crew here. That's kind of cool that they did that. So far, the only team card. Just looked up Time's Up to make sure I knew what I was talking about. 2-page spread like the original Marvel Visions in the Millennial Visions fan magazine or news racks. They were pretty cool. I want to look into those. Something I always thought was fun, and it was something I did on an old message board years ago, was because I like the idea of amalgam when Marvel and DC teamed up and did like the amalgam. And I kind of thought, like, how cool would it be if there were some Marvel amalgams? And I know they did that very recently. Like, they had the Iraq Knight with Spider-Man and Moon Knight. Like, I think that's really cool. Just the idea of just any... I'm always a big fan of What If and Exiles and stuff like that. Like, as much as I could talk about, I think it was great when everybody like, had to have their hands tied by continuity and make things work in continuity like that. I also think it's really cool when you can just go off the hook and see what's going to happen in a different universe where stuff doesn't matter and just being super creative. It happened, you guys. I got the actual card. So this was actually printed with this. Except you think this would be backwards. When they press it like that. Either way, that's one of a kind. That's super cool. Pretty pleased with myself. Yep. That's pretty cool. And another Kang the Conqueror and another Wasp. This one actually bothers me. I'll put that right here and you guys can see why it bothers me while I look up why it bothers me. I mean, I already know why it bothers me, but... Except, of course I can't find it right now. Hilarious. Oh, because that's not on the cover. That's the end of an issue. Bothers me because of that. Like, next issue, First Blood. And I know we're dealing with something out of the 80s, like a 40-year-old thing. But yeah, it's absolutely that. Like, can't you manipulate the art a little bit? Like, can't you put a cool... Like, they did it with these other things, right? Like, can't you just take Molecule Man and the Wrecker out of this card? Can you not find a different picture of Kang that doesn't have this first blood. Like, these are just cut right out of the issues. And I don't know. I'm being too picky, I think. I just want a little bit more effort put into these cards, I guess. 2 packs left. I'm hoping to get something cool. This one feels cool, so I'll open that one last. Hoping to get something cool out of here. More. Let's, green and purple are just the unofficial colors of villains in the Marvel Universe. Where is it here? I'll find the cover, which is interesting because the Hulk is obviously green and purple. But it's like green, especially spider villains. But you take a look at this cover right here, all the villains. Thunderball's wearing green, the Wrecker's wearing green, Lizard is green, Doctor Doom's in green, Enchantress is in green, Doctor Octopus there is wearing green. Scorpion's in green. Green Goblin obviously is green. Like, how many villains wear green? Rogue wore green when she was a villain. Kept wearing green anyway, but green is absolutely, and purple, but green is absolutely villain's color in the Marvel Universe. Molecule Man, Kang, everybody wears green. Green, 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 green. You're just mad because it didn't come with a stick of gum that would cut the top of your mouth. Can never confirm or deny. Could you imagine, like, burning your mouth off on a hot slice of pizza and then chewing a piece of gum right after? Just, your mouth is all tender from the pizza and then you just tear it open with a piece of that gum. I do want some gum. Is the Wasp? Not a Dr. Doom. The Wasp is wearing Molecule Man's costume. Bear with me one second. I mean, I know it's not quite, but, like, it is. Lizard's wearing purple pants. Whoop. Exhibit A. And Exhibit B. So there you go. Whoever was earlier being like, I want Wasp from Secret Wars, just get a Molecule Man and change his head. Have we had a Molecule Man Marvel Legend? I don't know if we actually have. If we haven't, we definitely should get one by the time the thing comes out. I'm from New York. We got the bestest pizza. I want to go to New York just for getting a slice, you know? I was actually looking this summer, like, where to go. They were getting dressed in the dark in the same room. I used to work with this guy. This is 20-some years ago. And he was a total douchebag. He was an alright guy, but he's just, I don't know, he's being a sack of shit. And he was giving me shit about something. It was kind of playful shit, but he was like, what are you going to do? And I turned to him and just said, hey, he was wearing purple pants. I guess I'll point that out. He was just like, I said, next time you want to give me shit, like, make sure you don't grab the Joker's pants in the morning or something like that. Came out last year? Okay. Wasp designed his suit? She did, actually. Wasp designed a whole bunch of... Did she design his suit? I don't know why I just suddenly agreed to that. I believe you, but I don't know that she did for sure. So as long as the Wasp was a guest at Magneto's lair, he suggested a truce. Cute as Magneto was, he was also a pompous, overbearing jerk. The Wasp played along with Magneto's advances only to find out what he was up to. That is not true. The Wasp banged Magneto. Yeah, I was looking at places to go. As you guys are probably aware, I went to Europe last November. That was more expensive than it needed to be, but I really had a good time, like, doing different videos in different locations. And I thought, where can I go to do something like that? And I was actually looking at like a trip to New York. I thought, I can pull a few good videos out of places in New York. You know, I can go to the address of Doctor Strange's mansion or whatever, the address of Avengers Mansion, just various different, like, go to the bridge that when Stacy got chucked off of, all kinds of things. Get a slice of pizza, obviously, but the cost of a ticket to fly to New York, and then combined with everything that's going on right now, I'm Canadian, if we didn't know that. So the aspects of everything, New York is not looking possible. I still definitely absolutely want to go there one day, take in some shows. There's so much in New York I want to see. So I'm probably just going to fly to Vancouver because it's like $80 for a ticket. But when you get to New York, hit me up. I'll tell you where to go, and I promise you'll only get mugged once. Well, you gotta, right? You gotta get mugged in New York. You can't go to New York and not get mugged. Well, yeah, like I said, you gotta get mugged at least once. I'll have my kid with me, so I'll give him a few bucks. He can get mugged too, right? Last pack. Last pack. Ooh, I got a titanium. Do I have anything cool? I got another thing card. Another thing card. Captain America. This is my first Captain America. Now, is that a special card, or does it just happen to have a white background? I think he just happens to be on a white background. Appointed leader of the Avengers and the Fantastic Four, shortly after landing on Battleworld, Captain America led as nobly as he could. Still, he struggled to prioritize the fate of the universe above the fate of his own teammates. Such a Captain America thing to do. Another one of these. And I do have a shiny lizard. So that is a rainbow, like my Doctor Doom. So I got some of these. Another Human Torch and Titania in her nightie. We have child muggers as well. Starting early over here. Make sure my cousin leaves all his IDs. When did he switch to the black and red suit? The thing had a black and red suit? Was it one of these? Or was it just in general he had a black and red suit? This Wasp is a foil card. I threw that in there. That's a rainbow card, and I just put it in there like a common chump. Okay, so... I don't know what these mean. I got 3 rainbow cards. I got 2 rainbow red cards. I got 1 orange glitter, and I got 1 yellow crackle, and then I got this spectromatic. That's pretty cool. I got 2 corner boxes, and I got 2 comic covers. Ooh, that's actually funny right there. That's not hilarious, but I got the comic cover for issue number 9, and I got the corner box for issue number 9. And even there, you can see that they're different corner boxes. So just shame on you guys. I got 2 team-ups. I got team-up number 18 and team-up number 7. So I don't even know how many of these team-up... Like, just to get a complete full set, I would have to buy so many boxes of cards. That just seems ridiculous. But this thing is by far the coolest thing in the world I got. A 1/1 cyan printing plate for team-up number 18. Congratulations, you have received an authentic printing plate that was used in the production of this product. So I do know a thing or two about printing. There would have been, what, 4 of these, I guess? 4-color printing? So there would have been 4 of these into the process of making that. Like a red, a yellow, a green, a blue. I don't know. Anyway, that is really cool. I got 2 of these. There's at least 25. So I mean, just getting a full set. Oh yeah. Like that's back in the day. You just get a full set. However many of these I got. Of course, now's the funnest part is putting them in order. 6, 7, 15, 14, 8, 16, 17. This is actually going pretty well. Where did I put 8? Right there, so 9 goes after 8. 18. This is actually crazy. 10, 19, 11, 12, 13. This is actually insane. 19, 20, and 21. So yeah, I got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. That's weird that I got these all in order. I don't have 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, and I don't know how many come after 21, but that's a complete set of 6 through 21. So Hello, eBay. That's right, CMYK printing. The C is for cyan, the M is for magenta, the Y is for yellow, and the K is for Krakoa. I don't know if any of that's right or not. But a place I used to work had a Heidelberg, and it was one of the largest 4-color printers available in Canada. It's actually from Germany, but it has this printer, like, that it was the size of a semi-truck. The thing was insane. It was so big. Was an issue of Secret Wars where we put in the unitard after Schalke got the Fantastic Four suit. Well, that would have been right at the end, I assume. The black and red suit he wore during his thing run. Let's take a look in issue number 12, because that was when he decided to stay. Here on Haussmann Comics, we answered the big questions. Like, who's this chick made of water in the bathtub? What? Fraggle Rock. One of my favorite parts of going back and reading old comics is the black. That makes way more sense. Wait, black, what? I'm so confused. K equals black. That doesn't make sense at all. But yeah, I like advertisements. I love just getting a load of the old advertisements. I don't understand who this chick made of water is. Anyway. My own fault for not reading this ahead of time. Okay, let's see. The bad guys get defeated. Captain America's shield is all broken. Dr. Doom's face is all healed. Claw's like, I'm mischievous. Choose Your Own Adventure. I remember Choose Your Own Adventure books. They were awesome. Zsaji died? Spoiler alert. Sorry, you guys. Zsaji's dead. The Hulk had a broken leg. That was a shame. There, nothing. I didn't get the Hulk in a mountain. Come on, Colossus, aren't you going? Ben's like, nah, I'm staying. He did change into a unitard just at some point. It's not red. But yeah, She-Hulk is absolutely in a Fantastic Four costume. So they must have gone to that thing that made costumes. Because yeah, Thing then stayed on Battleworld. Does that mean Battleworld didn't go back to where it was? So that mean like a piece of Denver is just stuck in Battleworld? And same with like Zsaji's planet? But yeah, just somewhere between this page and this page, right at the end, he just changed into a unitard. I gotta look into that series. That would be an impressive poster. X-Men 92 and 93 series of cards, like the animated. Because if it were B, people would think blue, but the bluish is cyan. That is true. Bingo BL for black. One of my favorite sets of cards was right here. The Marvel Masterpieces, Masterpieces, the Hildebrandt cards. But then I also have this 92 set with Domino. I've got the 91 set right there. Like I said, when I was doing a quick test stream, I went through a bunch of these because I've actually got to sort these out. And then I had this set, which I'd never heard of. I bought this as a complete set, but it's First Covers Trading Card Series, and it's just a bunch of first covers. And then, of course, I loved this Marvel Legends set. This one I actually bought when I was buying comic books. I just bought packs of them every week or two and collected the whole series that way. Old school. I freaking absolutely loved it. There were only 72 cards, including the checklist, but yeah, that was a good time. And then, yeah, I bought one pack of these when I was like 13, 14 years old. For some reason, I still have them all here. Just the X-Men Animated Series, Series 2. I don't even really remember. I just know that I have these. Denver went back as Molecule. That's right. Molecule Man did ship it back using his own power. The long continuous covers of the handbook. 80s run by Byrne. The series before that, different color covers from one huge poster. Oh! Yeah, the handbook poster just... It's not unlike this, only way different. But it's like here's just a collection of all the villains. I think the best cover of Secret Wars is... Gosh, I've always really liked that cover right there. But the absolute best cover is this one. It's just actually so much wasted space theoretically, but it's like, boom, the Hulk. That was one of my favorite scenes, too, in the whole thing. The Hulk just caught the mountain. Beneath 150 billion tons stands the Hulk, and he's not happy. Yeah, I'm going to throw these into order, and then I'll probably check off. The 92 Jim Lee X-Men card series. Yeah, that one would be cool. Like I said, in these, I've got stacks, stacks and stacks of cards over here, and I think I have the whole 91 series and the whole 92 series. And I've got this whole Marvel Legends series. And I've got a bunch of random Star Wars. I think this was like Star Wars, the radio drama illustrated or something. But they've been in a box for a long time, just in random piles. And all I really got to do is sort them into 3 piles, 4 piles. Like which set is which, right? And from there, I can number them out. Fit and bang. Boom. Oh, 5 piles because I just found some of these. Oh, that was a little damaged. That's a shame. War Machine. For the Wrecker. What am I doing? This is a task for another day. There was a time. They're actually right here. A year or two ago, I bought this set. Marvel Annual 2020-2021. I guess it was back then. And I actually really ended up not liking this set. I opened it, I got a few cool collectibles or whatever, but like, I found I didn't like this set because these were just straight out of the comics, which, I mean, that's exactly what this set I just got was, but it's at least straight out of one comic, so the art is all consistent. But these are like, there's inconsistent art between each character because they were just different characters. And then they had, variant tier 1, variant tier 2, and I don't know what any of that crap means. Variant tier 1, but this is not Cable to me, that's Teen Cable that like showed up. And just a lot of stuff like I didn't know what was going on with these cards, and there were a bunch of characters I hadn't heard of. So I didn't open that one. I do have the video somewhere, actually. I should probably just upload that one for fun so people can watch me just talk about crap back then. Anyway. I remember that Hulk Secret Wars cover on the comic book on the newsstand when I was a kid. Damn, I'm old. Would Power Pack be a good Marvel cartoon? Can't use kid actors, they always grow up too quick for filming. Was there a Power Pack TV movie? I don't like the idea of Power Pack. I think they're dumb. But I think Power Pack could absolutely be made into a really decent cartoon if they wanted to. I'm going to put these in piles based off of the first number. So they should go into piles of 10. I should do them in some sort of order, but I'm not. I got the 40s, the 70s, the 30s. I got 2 piles of 20s. Just because there's so many of them, I don't quite know how to order them. And leave myself enough space. Something on my phone went buzz, buzz. Instagram. I have 1 new like on Instagram. Hey, don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Because I do stuff there so often. Instagram, Twitter, anywhere really. except for anywhere else, but Instagram and Twitter, you can find me. My name is Haussmann. Comics pretty much everywhere. Yeah, it's really 80s. What happened to 80s? That said, mostly, just follow me here on YouTube or follow me on Twitch if you want to watch me play old video games. Like I said, I haven't actually logged on to Twitch in years, but I plan today watch Runaways or Cloak and Dagger on Hulu. I was just talking to somebody on the Discord about Cloak and Dagger, and we ended up not watching it, although I saw really good things about it. And same with Runaways. I had every intention of watching Runaways because I was a huge fan of Runaways. Oh, most of them are in the living room, but I bought Runaways in these little digests that came out, and I wish they kept making these digests. These were perfect. They were much more affordable, $12.75, and 6 issues. They're just smaller, like an Archie's digest. These were awesome. I read Runaways through those digests, and I absolutely really liked it. And I looked forward to the series, but I ended up not watching it. Wasn't Lightspeed in the Runaways TV series? I do not know. I was a big fan of Runaways, and it's all on Disney Plus, so I should give it a watch at some point. There's Cloak and Dagger is on there too, and I damn near almost thought about watching Cloak and Dagger a few weeks ago. If that's not a raving endorsement, I don't know what is. I damn near thought about watching it. I'm going to have a little sneeze. Pardon me. I like organizing stuff. Sometimes I'm not in the mood for it and I put it off for way too long. But then sometimes I just get really hyper-focused on putting things in numerical order. I just need to be sold at grocery stores next to the check stand, missing a lot of marketing that way. There absolutely is. He's on most social... OnlyFans is coming. You know what? I should look into it. If there's a market for me on OnlyFans, why not? I feel like there wouldn't be a market for it, but who am I to tell the people what they want? But it's my understanding, number 90, I didn't even get a checklist. How am I supposed to know how many of these there are if I didn't get a checklist? But yeah, no, I understand people can make quite a decent living on OnlyFans. I tell you, the up to $10 a month I make here on YouTube, I'm not quitting my day job anytime soon. Which, again, is absolutely fine because that's not why I do it. I do it because I like reading comics and I like having these conversations and talking to you guys. I have no delusions of becoming a full-time YouTuber. I do think about it sometimes. And honestly, if that were a possibility, that would be freaking awesome. But at the same time, that'd be scary. All of a sudden, I'm dependent on my own stuff. You know, and if a video underperforms and whatnot, then all of a sudden I'm not eating that week, right? I would have to, I've thought about it, obviously. I would have to consistently make what I make at work for at least 2 or 3 months to show that it's consistent. And then if I'm doing that just part-time, doubling my income essentially, it'd be hard to give that up too. But yeah, if I could make a living doing YouTube, I would obviously have more than one video out a month, or a week, I should say. But even right now, sometimes I do struggle to get that one video out a week. And I'm out of old stuff. I've really enjoyed just being able to grab an old video from my older channel and just upload that. That really has come in very handy. But like I said, I'm pretty much out of older stuff. And my video game stuff that is quicker and easier to produce doesn't really perform all that well. Not that I really care about how things... Well, I do care about how things perform. I obviously want them to all do very well. I miss the good old days where I was getting 10,000 views easily. Now I get 1,000 guaranteed, which is awesome. Like I said, there's still the fact that 1,000 people are willing to tune in and watch my videos just blows my mind absolutely. Yellow YouTube. Still have some of my pocketbook 70s paperbacks of the old Marvel books. Gesundheit, thank you. My worst comic story. A friend of mine had Hulk 180 and 181. Had it in his pack. He got drunk and left his pack on the train. He is no longer... Oh, he had... Was it your Hulk 180 and 181? Or... This is the 2024 Upper Deck. 90 cards. Cool. Well, I made a pile for 90. I've only got 90. I don't think I got them all. That does suck. I don't like to think about the stuff I had as a kid. Oh, like a Millennium Falcon. And just like the sheer number of Star Wars toys. See, like I'm already missing some cards. And I mean, this was actually relatively affordable, but I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, and 10. I stacked them the wrong way. So I'm missing card number 1, I'm missing card number 7, and that's it. And like I said, there's 3 per hero, so do I need them all? No, but honestly, I had fun doing this. And I said this was affordable, so I might actually go pick up another box. That's the BS. It was almost mine. He was thinking about getting rid of his books. Worst Toy Story. I tossed out my 16-inch Alien 1978 doll 7 months before Aliens came out in 85. That is freaking heartbreaking. 16, 19, 15, 14, 18. Yeah, I'm missing even more out of that numerical set right there. I had, like, I think back, I had Stormtroopers and stuff like that, and I just burnt them. Like, I literally, my brother and I took hairspray and lighters and we burnt these guys. Oh, there's Peter Bite crashed, right? And just the stuff. I don't really have so much in comic book stories for comic books that I've lost, but just and there's stuff I didn't know, right? Nobody knew what it was going to be. And then once the 90s took off, everybody was just like, everything's going to be worth so much. Like Spawn #1, like doing the research for the comics of the 90s, 1999 and stuff like that. You see these Image comics of #1, and there's like just 138,000 #1 issues printed. Like, just so many people bought so many of them. Like, you can track them down so easily now. But it's the older stuff that's harder to find. And then, like, even with today, everybody knows what they got. So, like, the idea of walking into a flea market and just finding hidden gems is gone because people know. And there's the other comic stores that deal in the older stuff, and they have we have the right to change the price at the till. Like, that's bullshit. It isn't, but they can't be looking them up at the till and then changing the price on stuff. So it's just, you gotta find the old ladies in the garage sales, and then I feel bad. That's 38. I wonder how many other 30s I put in the 87 pile. Or the 80s pile. None. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, just leave it to my sister. Always remind me of the damn alien dolls. Oh, it can sting. But I mean, that's not... You don't want to live in the past, Bach. If I think about just even other financial decisions I've made in the past that bit me in the ass as an adult. Not even as an adult, just... We've all made mistakes, and that... Without the mistakes we've made, we wouldn't be the people we are now. So there is, a silver lining to look at it. But I remember listening to a radio show about Bitcoin. And this was back in like 2003. And I thought, I should get me some of that Bitcoin. Because they were talking about it, and I was like, yeah, why not? And I was gonna, and then I just, what is Bitcoin? I didn't understand it. I still don't to this day, but I did not buy Bitcoin back in 2003. Wouldn't have been much. I'd have put like, $1,000 or something into it. Probably didn't even have $1,000 back then, but just some money I could have put into Bitcoin back in 2003. I'd have been, that would have been a good decision. Around the same time, just for funsies, I was going to buy stock in Marvel Comics. Wouldn't have been able to buy much. I think it was like $425 a stock. I was probably going to buy like 2 stocks again, just $1,000. Put $1,000 in stock of Marvel Comics. I don't know what it is now or what it went up to, but when Disney bought it, it shot up a bunch. I'll tell you that much. Or maybe it was 25 and then it went up to 400. I don't know. Just things like that you just can't sit there. Can't sit and look back at the past and think about things you had, things you didn't do. But many collections off eBay that moms sold me, their kids have no knowledge of what that was sold. Oh, that hurts. This was 15 years ago probably. I was a garbage man for a couple of weeks. I had a good job, but I always wanted to be a garbage man, just try it out. So I took 2 weeks vacation from my other job, and I went and got a job as a garbage man. Or I went and got the job first, I guess. Then I took 2 week vacation, and I was a garbage man for 2 weeks. Just because it was something I always wanted to do. I thought if it was really good, I'll maybe switch jobs, but my plan was only to try it out for 2 weeks. So I took 2 weeks off my other job, and I went and I was a garbage man for 2 weeks. And on like my first day maybe even, I was on the recycling truck. And I went to the curb, and there was just a box of 90s comics. I remember specifically like seeing a bunch of Cable. And I was like, it's my first day. I don't know what to do here. So I just chucked them into the back, chucked them into the recycle bin, got them crushed. I was so devastated. And then like later, on other days, I saw like people were taking stuff. A guy took a bed frame one day. There was a bed frame by the garbage, and he just took it and folded it up behind the seats. And other guys took other appliances and stuff we'd find. So I was like, so taking stuff is absolutely a possibility. So I would have taken that box of comics easily. That would have been awesome, but I did not. I wasn't counting. How many did I have here? I'm going to count them up now because I didn't see any doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63. 63 out of 90. I don't know. I actually had a good time doing this. I might go pick up another box of these. Not right now. 63 out of 90. Like I said, I got a bunch of these canvas chapters. And I got cool. Like I'm not worried about collecting full sets of anything. That said, I got this card here, number 58. I got a special edition of that one. I did not get standard 58 in there. Same with this King the Conqueror, number 34. I didn't get the standard edition of that guy. I think I did get both of these. Didn't get that edition of Doctor Doom either. Standard. And then, last but not least, I got my actual one-of-a-kind printing plate. Oh, sorry. I thought I was holding this on the camera. 7/1/5/26/14. Hey. I see what you're doing. I cried on the second day. Recently got the entire Cops Fighting Crime in Future Time. Cops. COPPS. I loved that show so much as a kid. It was so bad. From the 80s now I'm trying to get back the Mask and Superpowers collections. 200 Muscle. I remember those little wrestling dudes. Cops line is hard to get. Huge Peter Chung fan. Thought of hunting some down. What was I going to say about Cops? I can't remember what I was about to say. I have an uncomfortable chair. I was thinking about starting another series here, just because I try to think about things that are easy to do, and I thought about doing Haussmann Saturday mornings, and I thought I would just recreate a Saturday morning, and I would just watch an episode of a cartoon, but it'd have to be like a cartoon that copyright laws don't care about. So I thought about Cops a lot, and I thought I'll go to the store, I'll get some bowl of fun cereal, and I'll just pretend I'm a kid and recreate a Saturday morning, and I will just have a bowl of cereal, watch an episode of some cartoon, and talk about it, and then I will just play some random video game from around the same era and just, recreate Saturday mornings, watch a cartoon, play a video game, eat a bowl of cereal, and just put that video on YouTube. Fighting crime in future time. Was something about Big Boss? What was the bad guy's name? It was Big Boss, and he was like, "Ow!" I can't do his voice. I can do it, I think, but I hear it so perfectly in my mind. Just, "Meow. Meow." That's not what he sounded like. Oh my god. There is only one S. One P, sorry. Why did I think there were two P's? I thought it was COPPS.
A new chapter. What gets you out of bed?
That's an advertisement. I know I should share my screen, but I'm not. Actually, why don't I? Why don't I just share my screen? Because I'm not good at this stuff. Screen capture. Add source. Why is it all black? There we go. That is me in a nutshell. I've been described as just... Ugh, that is so grainy. I gotta get some better cameras. But yeah, my mind in a nutshell has been described as... so grainy. A cornucopia of useless facts. Yeah, this was a good time. Fun times. I'm gonna go pick up Guardians of the Galaxy if it's only $9. And you guys can stay hossy. Pleasure meeting you as well. Did you like everyone? Thank you, everyone. Too much fun. It was fun. Be good, but not too good. That's what stay hossy means, I think. I've never actually known what stay hossy means, but yeah, that sounds right. Be good, but not too good. If you're too good, people are going to expect much of you. Just keep it average. Don't let people expect too much of you and just exist. Go through your life and exist and have fun in the moments doing stuff you want to do, like reading comics, playing video games, and chatting on the internet with nerds. That's what stay hossy means.